Imagine waking up with a vivid memory, a perfect childhood moment, a dream vacation, a traumatic event, but it never actually happened. Now imagine a machine gave it to you. This isn't a Black Mirror episode. This is real. Scientists have just used artificial intelligence to create a completely synthetic memory, and then implanted it into a brain. And the subject remembered something that never happened. Today we explore how AI is now capable of writing experiences directly into our minds, and what this means for the future of memory, trauma, identity, and control. Memory is what makes us who we are. It defines our relationships, beliefs, fears, goals, and sense of self. But it's also surprisingly fragile. We forget things. We misremember details. We reshape old events based on new emotions. What if AI could fix that? Or what if it could take control of it? Let's start with the science. The experiment began with researchers using AI to model how the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, forms and stores information. Using brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, they tracked how neurons fired during specific tasks in lab animals. They then trained an AI model to mimic those same firing patterns, essentially generating neural memory codes. Next, they fed those AI-generated codes back into the brain through electrical stimulation. The result? The subject responded as if the memory were real. The animal avoided areas it had learned were dangerous, even though it had never experienced the danger. That's not just behavior. That's memory. So how does it work? Our memories aren't just stored like files in a computer. They're dynamic, a pattern of neural activity tied to emotions, senses, time, and meaning. The AI in this experiment was trained to generate that pattern, to essentially simulate an experience from scratch. By stimulating key parts of the hippocampus using those patterns, it could implant that experience into the brain's memory network. Think of it like writing a sentence, but instead of words, you're using neural pulses. And the brain, fills in the rest. This breakthrough is more than a technical marvel. It's a doorway. Imagine using AI-generated memories to help stroke victims relearn motor skills, rebuild lost memories in Alzheimer's patients, overwrite traumatic flashbacks in PTSD therapy, teach skills and languages through simulated experiences. Even upload false memories for training simulations in military or medical fields. The potential is enormous, but so is the risk. What happens when memories can be manufactured? Who decides what gets written? What if corporations sell pre-packaged vacations directly to your brain? What if governments rewrite history in your head? And what if someone implants a false confession? It sounds dramatic, but we're already heading that way. In fact, false memories already happen naturally. People can be convinced they saw events that never happened, confess to crimes they didn't commit, or recall childhood events that were fabrications. Now imagine that power, but amplified by AI. The ethical questions are enormous. Can someone give consent if they don't remember giving it? If your memory was implanted, does that still count as your experience? What happens to identity if your memories can be edited like a Google Doc? We're entering a world where your life story could be rewritten without your knowledge, or worse, rewritten by your request. Imagine going to a clinic and saying, "Delete my worst moment. Give me the memory of confidence before every speech. Let me forget that person ever existed." Would that be healing or erasure? Now let's talk about surveillance. If we can write to the brain, how soon until we can read from it? Companies are already racing to build consumer-grade BCIs, like Elon Musk's Neuralink and other startups in neurotech. These devices may eventually be able to read thoughts, interpret emotions, store memories, digitally, stream your inner world to a cloud, combine that with AI's ability to manipulate memory, and you've got a full loop: input, rewrite, reinforce. In the wrong hands, that's not therapy. That's mind control. So where are we now? The original experiment was done on rats, but primate trials are already being discussed. And human applications? Probably within the next 5-10 years. We already use neural implants for Parkinson's, depression, and chronic pain. Memory therapy is the next logical step. The question is, will it be open, ethical, and protective? Or will it be monetized, manipulated, and militarized? There are advocates who say this is the cure to trauma. Imagine war survivors having their worst memories softened or erased. Imagine giving Alzheimer's patients access to key life memories that give them back their identity. That's powerful. That's beautiful. But it's a razor's edge. One small step toward healing, one misstep toward control. And in the middle of it all is you. Your mind, your story, your past. Some scientists are proposing laws to protect cognitive liberty. your right to control your own mind. It's a new field of law, one that didn't exist until AI crossed into neuroscience. Because if your memories can be changed, so can your beliefs. And if your beliefs can be changed, so can your behavior. That's why this matters. This isn't about tech anymore. It's about autonomy. Let's wrap this up. AI has now created and implanted a memory. It's a first step. But the next steps are coming fast. We must decide, as individuals, as societies, how we will use this technology. Will we protect it or abuse it? Will we use it to heal or to rewrite? Because the power to edit memory is the power to redefine reality itself. And now I want to hear from you. Would you ever let an AI edit your memories, even for a good reason? Would you want to erase pain or preserve it as part of who you are? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's talk about it before this future becomes our reality.